Hey guys, Dr. Brown here with Kubo Math coming at you from Tarlac City, Philippines. And tonight we're still on the series of where did that formula come from. And tonight we're going to calculate the derivative of secant x, because we know it's secant x tangent x. We know that. Or we've been told that, but do we know? All right, so we'll figure that out here in a moment. So we're going to use the limit formula as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So let's get after it. All right, so we're going to plug in secant x plus h minus secant x over h. Now we know that secant is 1 over cosine. Now you may ask yourself, do we really know that? Hey, maybe that's for a different video. Alright, so we've got the limit as h approaches 0 of 1 over cosine x plus h. I guess I could fix that. You may hear some background noise. It started pouring rain outside. Alright, so 1 over cosine x plus h minus 1 over cosine x all over h. Okay, so now let's get a common denominator here. We'll flip that h up here in a moment. So we need to multiply this side by cosine x over cosine x. We need to multiply this side by cosine x plus h over cosine x plus h. Alright, so that will give us this would be cosine x times cosine x plus h. It's still all over h. And in the numerator then I'd have cosine x minus cosine x plus h. Okay, now I have written down here in the corner what cosine x plus h is equal to. It's cosine x times cosine h minus sine x times sine h. So I'm going to just leave this one in the denominator and we'll expand the numerator for the moment. Okay, so we would have, and I'll bring the h inside here, so we'd have h times cosine x times cosine x plus h. Alright, so let's expand my numerator. Have cosine x minus cosine x cosine h but minus this minus gives me a positive plus sine x sine h. Okay, all that over this here. Now you can see I could factor out a cosine x out of this. So as I move up here, let me do that. We still have the limit as h approaches 0 of cosine x times 1 minus cosine h. Plus sine x sine h. And all of that is over h cosine x, or h, not x. We don't want to do this with respect to x. All right. H cosine x cosine x plus h. All right. Let me separate this out into two fractions here. I'll take cosine x times 1 minus cosine h over all of this, h cosine, what is that? That was x. Can't read my own writing. cosine x plus h plus I'm still in this format, sine x sine h over h cosine x plus h. All right, it's probably time now to expand this. Well, actually, I'm not going to expand it on this side, because if I take the limit of this as h approaches 0, as h approaches 0, this becomes 1. I would have 1 minus 1 there. So everything here goes to 0. So that side of this thing is gone. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is move over, well, let me just copy this down for the moment. So I end up with sine x times sine h over h cosine x times cosine of x plus h, which is cosine x cosine h minus sine x sine h. Okay. Now we're taking the limit of that as h approaches 0. Okay. So I'm going to pull out this sine x cosine x and put it on the other side of the limit. Sine x cosine x times the limit is h approaches 0 of, now I have sine h over h. Oh, you remember that one from the video we did yesterday. Oh, that limit, that equals 1. Okay. That h and this, that just became 1. Sine x cosine x is out here. So I still have this over cosine x cosine h minus sine x sine h. Okay, as I take the limit as h approaches 0, sine of 0 is 0, so that's gone. Cosine h, this becomes 1. So this is 1, so 1 times 1 over cosine x is what I end up with here, 1 over cosine x. And that's times the sine x over cosine x. So what does that give me? I'm going to flip these around. So 1 over cosine is secant x. Sine over cosine is tangent x. Hey, there we have it. So what did we just prove? The derivative with respect to x of secant x does in fact equal secant x tangent x. All right. I would encourage you to study limits. I don't know all the rules of limits for sure, but it gives you a handy way of doing some old school calculations, I guess you would say, and determining some things that we've been taking for granted. All right, why are we doing this? Hey, we're trying together to build a better tomorrow, and do that through math. Study, 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 and practice, okay? Practice, work as many problems as you can. Okay, guys, that's all for now, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.